everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a box that measures 3 by 5 by 1.5 this way. And I'm using the Hey Chuck bundle, and I'm going to be doing a kit for all the next couple that I do. So I don't know the details yet because I haven't made them all up, but I will be doing a kit for this. Inside is a Drake's coffee cake. If you're not from the East Coast, I don't know if you have these where you live. It's just a little cute coffee cake, single size, and a Folgers instant coffee crystals, because this one says Rise and Shine, so I figured this would be a cute little gift. When I do the kit, these you will get the little treats or little things that I put inside. Alrighty, so what we need for this is a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock that is 9.5 by 6.5, some basic white for stamping. I'm using the inked Botanicals DSP for this one. And we need 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3, 2 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 3, and 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, so that's the DSP, and I cut one of the suns from the dies out of Daffodil Delight cardstock. All right. All right, this is my host code. Please put that in for any of your purchases under $150, not including shipping and tax. I'd appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to start on the 9.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 3.5, 5, and 8. Then we're going to turn it to the 6.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1.5, 4 3/4, and 5 3/4. Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, so I have it here. There is the skinny rectangle on the left-hand side, and there is a 3/4 inch on the top and 1.5 on the bottom. And this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to start on the bottom left. I'm going to go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge each side of the square. Okay. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of the square. And that makes our tabs. All right, and then the only thing we're going to do on the other side is on the other end of that skinny rectangle, we're just going to wedge up a little bit into it so it doesn't show when we put it together. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. All right, I'm going to take some tear and tape, and I'm going to put it on what's left of the skinny rectangle next to the score line. Let's push it down, and then take the backing off. Okay, flip over the whole thing, flip over the side with the tape, and then the other side to meet it. Okay, so now this is our back, so we're going to put the tabs in, and I'm going to put a little dot of glue on each tab. And I'm going to pull the back forward, and then I'm going to put some on this part, and then we'll pull the front over it, and just make sure your sides are all nice and straight. Okay, and then make sure you push down your tabs inside and make sure they stay adhered in there. Okay, and that's our box. All right, so what we need now is our DSP. 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3 on the front and the back, The sides are 1 1/4 by 3, and then these pieces that go up here are 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to put all them on with liquid glue. Okay, now we'll just let all this dry for a minute and we'll do our stamping. Okay, so let's get Tuxedo Black Ink, and I'm going to be using this rooster right here. I'm right there. And then I'm going to be doing 2 of the fence pieces. Okay. And then with real red ink, I'm going to put the sentiment. And we're just going to cut this by hand. So it says rise and shine. Okay. Now I'm going to use the Hey Chuck dies to cut them out, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have all my pieces here. Okay, I'm going to be using light and dark pecan pie, dark Lost Lagoon, dark boho blue, dark Daffodil Delight, and dark real red. For the fence, I'm using light and dark crumb cake. So let's do the rooster first, and I'm going to do the top of his head and the wattle. I think it's still a wattle on a rooster. Okay. And then I'm going to do his beak and his feet with dark Daffodil Delight. Oops, I forgot also his eyelids. I did in real red. Okay, now for the body, I actually used 3. I'm going to start with a little bit of dark pecan pie on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to use the light, and I'm just going to pull it up to the top. I'm also going to put a little bit of the dark on the edges of the wings. Alright, and then I'm just going to pull up a little bit more of the dark from the dark pecan pie from the bottom. And then I'm just going to try to blend it a little bit so it looks a little bit better blended. And then I'm going to take my dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to come down from the top under his neck. Just put a little bit of yellow under there. Okay. Oops. Alright. And then for the tail, I'm going to put a little bit of dark Lost Lagoon at the top of his tail. And then I'm going to blend in dark boho blue on the rest of his tail. So he has just 2 different colors on his tail. I like that. And maybe at the bottom I'll just put a few little pieces of boho blue. And that's my rooster. I keep wanting to call him a chicken, but it's Chuck. Alright, and now we just need light and dark crumb cake for the fence. I'm just going to put on the right hand side of each pillar some of the dark crumb cake, and on the bottom of these cross pieces, and then I just go on each one of the lines in there. And then I just go over the rest with light crumb cake. Okay, and that's our fence posts. Okay, so I have my silicone mat, and I'm going to, what I did was I just cut off this piece here on one of them on the right hand side. I just kind of clipped that, and then I put it over it just like that, and you don't really see it because it's kind of behind the rooster, but that's how I did that. And it doesn't really, you should probably leave it, I guess, and then you don't have to worry about attaching it, but I cut it off so you don't have to. I made it in a little bit of a little tiny bit of a curve here. So now I flipped it over. I'm going to glue it so that the sun is on this right side and the edge of the sun is below these little crossbars on the fence. So it's going to be over here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right on these. There we go. Because that's where the sun is going to be. And then I'm just going to put it down and then flip it over and see if you like it where it is. Okay. And then I'm just going to take a tissue and just kind of get up anything that's squirting out. All right. Now, just while that's drying a minute, let's put in our coffee cake. Now, these come in an 8-pack, I believe. And these are the last ones I have. I'm not going to buy the ones I'm sending until I'm sending them. And I got these Folgers singles at Target, I believe I got them. Just put that in there. And then I'm going to push in the top and squeeze. And you'll see the side will take care of itself. All right, and then I'm going to take a hole punch, make 2 sets of holes, but when I did it with this one, I made a little mark there, so I wanted to do them separate. And I used a larger one for this, but I'm going to go back to the smaller one. I just tend to like that because it doesn't shift. I'm going to take a pen, and I'm just going to make a mark through. And I'm going to punch. Okay, whoops. Okay, and then I'm going to take the faux linen faux linen ribbon, and I'm going to put it through the holes. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. And then just, oops, there we go. And then just clip that off. All right. Now, let's get our piece. And I'm going to put it about right here. I'd say the top of the rays of the sun, about a 1/2 inch from the fold up here. And I'm not going to put any glue on the rays, just everything else. Okay, and a little bit will be sticking off each side. If you don't like that, you can trim it. Then we're going to take our rooster and we're going to put him right here. And I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Just going to use a little side piece for the feet. You don't have to do it if you're fine with it. I kind of do overkill on the dimensionals. And then I'm going to put him right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut my sentiment by hand. Good. And I'm going to put that up here. Just going to make sure I have it even on both sides. And I'm just going to stick the end of it under this one of the rays of the sun. Okay. And then for the final touch, I'm going to use some of the Lost Lagoon Tinsel Gems. And I'm going to put a large one here, a small one right there, and yeah, I'll put another small one right up there. And that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this. The link to my blog is below that has all of the directions and measurements, and also the link to my shop that has all of the products. And please use the host code if you're going to spend under $150. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and there will be more info about the kit when I get everything made. Alrighty, have a great day and have a good weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye.